So what is technology consulting? Technology consulting is a field of activity which focuses on advising organizations on how to best use information technology in achieving their business objectives. It can also refer more generally to IT outsourcing. Technology consultants typically have a firm understanding of technology, however it works, and how businesses can use it. This typically comes from plenty of industry experiences and education in technology and its applications. Technology consultants can help businesses in a variety of ways, including advising on best technology solutions for their needs, implementing and managing technology systems, training employees on how to use technology effectively, troubleshooting technology problems, providing security and risk management services. And technology consulting is a rapidly growing field as businesses increasingly rely on technology to operate and compete. The demand for technology consultants is expected to continue to grow in coming years. Ooh, job security. If you are interested in the career of technology consulting, there are a few things you must do to prepare. First, you should develop strong technical skills and knowledge. You can do this by taking courses in computer science, information technology, and related fields. You should also gain experiences working with technology, either through internships or entry-level jobs. Finally, you should demonstrate strong communication and interpersonal skills. These skills will be essential for working with clients and colleagues. If you have the right skills and experience, a career in technology consulting can be very rewarding. You will have the opportunity to help solve business complex problems and achieve their goals. You will also have the chance to work with cutting-edge technology and staying ahead of the curve in the ever-changing world of technology. That is Bard's definition of technology consulting, which I thought was insane because when I first did this with chatgpt, I was like, wow, they actually are giving like a broad definition, but Bard did a good job. So I even asked him, like, can you write me a script on a video for technology consulting? And I actually liked Bard's more. It had a little bit more juice to it that I feel like you guys would want. So I actually wanted to use this video to talk about, will Bard or ChatGPT take over our jobs? And the answer is no. I'm just gonna give you a quick answer there. No, because I think when it comes to AI, they are as strong as the data you put in, but to be honest, when it comes to technology consulting or consulting to begin with, you need a lot of like know-how as to what is the best practice of something, what is like the data you even need in the first place, because if you don't put in the right data, you're going to get the wrong output. If you put in the right data, you may still get the wrong output. You just need to make sure you do it the right way. And a lot of the work that we do in technology consulting is actually on like design or implementation, which AI can't do. They'll just like guide you and say like, here's how we think you can do it, but it may not be like very specific to your client situation. Let's give you an example of like, let's say how to streamline employee operations, something like that. And let's give you a hospital and then let's give you a corporate company, okay? Very two different models. So if you were to say like, hey, can you give me a employee resource plan for a hospital and can you give me employee resource plan for this corporate company? It doesn't really tell you like, okay, what industry are we considering? What are corporate goals that we're considering? What are we thinking of growing in? What are we trying to downsize in? What are we trying to do with this particular area? Maybe in particular industries, this particular area is more important than that area. How do you like resource that? AI can only really provide you what the data has been provided to that. So most people I don't think would put in data on that. If anything, it's really based off of years of experience. Like if you were to put in like, okay, this is the employee resource plan for every single company, but it doesn't mean it's the best way. It's just like, it's just the best for whatever the people they could come up with at that exact situation at that exact time. Like maybe 10 years down the line, it's a completely different structure just because of how the climate's like with how everything is like. Like maybe you have to do layoffs or maybe you can hire a lot more now because I don't know, the AI field is booming. So there's a lot of different things that you can consider especially when it comes to like resource planning. Like, how do you know that Joe Schmo is going to be way better than Jane Smith? Like, maybe Jane Smith can do 3 times the work that Joe Schmo can do. So that doesn't really take into consideration. So if you think about it when it comes to that, there's a lot of work that you need to do to get that context, to get that business objectives, to get actual best practice of what that particular company is supposed to do. Otherwise, it could just follow industry best practice and done. No, that's not how it works. If you want to be competitive against others, then you have to really figure out what can make it work to really lean into your strengths and also downplay your weaknesses a little bit with how you structure things in terms of technology and operations and processes. There's so many different things. Technology can help with that, but it won't replace that. This is actually something that we always talk about when it comes to software implementations for Workday Financials is they're looking for the software to fix the problem, but really it's the problem isn't the people. If, for example, and this is a very common one, is that they kept on saying like, oh, we want all these approval processes to be able to make sure that this goes through without having an issue, or for particular situations, we do want all those approval processes to make sure it takes as long as possible because it's such a very intricate process. But they're using this technology to do it. Like, you could also do training in the beginning to make sure you don't have that issue to begin with. Like, sometimes it's about behavior change. It does not have to mean that technology is what you use to change behaviors. It can be there to help, but ultimately you need to have the technology to help, not to change how people do things. So they can't really use technology as like the sole solution for everything. Same exact thing with, can AI replace technology consultants? No, it cannot. I would definitely say that it can help speed up certain things. So maybe instead of 5 consultants, you need 2, because it can help you maybe like design a mock-up. You don't need that UX designer for just mock-ups. You can just have that. But at the same time, you need to make tweaks. Like, you wouldn't have someone just like make the mock-up. You don't want to have ChatGPT or Bard make the mock-up and then you send that to the client. They hired you for a reason, okay? So in the end, you're still going to make some tweaks. You're going to have to make some edits. Like, I honestly hate making slides, so if I could make a actual text notes and then make it into slides like right away, like AI makes slides, that can actually probably reduce the workload of an analyst, because I know a lot of analysts make slide decks, and then all I have to do is just go in there and make changes to make updates and put photos in there. Maybe they'll actually put photos in there already, but like if I want to make company specific or client specific information, where like a chart over here or like the president or a CEO's photo over there, boom, 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 that needs some working. So especially because when you're working in consulting, you're using private data. You're not going to be putting that data in ChatGPT or Bard. There might actually be some complications in your contract about that, of like where you should be housing your data. It should be in like SFTP or some other secure network, but probably not ChatGPT or Bard. So think about it that way. I think you could be rest assured that you will not have your job replaced. If anything, it could help you with your job. Like I said, if they can make a slide deck for me and I can just do that, that would be perfect. I did see there was like a video on LinkedIn circulating where someone was making mock-ups of UX, like mock-ups, and they needed like job titles and names and people. Then there was like Figma GPT, and boom, it just worked. I was like, wow, that's so cool. If they could do that for slide decks, that would be great. And that's what they could do. So that's where I think like the opportunities can go for. I don't think it's going to replace jobs. I think if anything, technology consultants are going to use it to make a better solution or do everything faster, because clients want things faster, better, and stronger. So that's my answer, and I wanted to definitely make this video because I have people constantly asking me, do you think AI is going to replace my job? It's like, are they going to replace my software engineering job? And there's I read an article where literally they were trying to do leak code problems and ChatGPT failed. So no, it does not replace software engineering jobs. And especially if you want like really, really good innovative decisions that require work to do, then it may not really be. Like, I think ChatGPT and Bard can help you with like existing solutions, like how to do something that like you may have learned on like second year computer science. But if you're trying to do like something brand new, like how do I reduce the resources used when I'm trying to reach this data server? Like, that's probably going to be something difficult to do, to ask ChatGPT without giving all the data that you have. Probably can't do that, especially if it's proprietary information. So that's my answer. I wanted to say this because I feel like this is a question that people are going to be asking. But to your answer, no, AI is not going to replace your job. AI is going to help you with your job.